Hey guys, it's Shuffles and welcome back to another video on my channel. Today, we are going to continue where we left off by talking about and examining the digital divide and how it has been affected by the introduction of the fourth industrial revolution. For those who didn't catch the last video, I'll leave a link down in the description and I highly encourage you to check it out. Regardless, here's a quick rundown of what we learnt in the last video. The digital divide, as per the article Digital Divide Research, Achievements and Shortcomings, is described as the gap between those who have and do not have access to computers and the internet. And the fourth industrial revolution, as per the article The Fourth Industrial Revolution, Opportunities and Challenges, is described as a world where individuals move between digital domains and offline reality with the use of connected technology to enable and manage their lives. And the reason that they are related to each other is that many people don't have access to the technology of the fourth industrial revolution and are still stuck in the third, the second, and even the first industrial revolutions. Now, it's important to remember that while selected members of society choose to live that way, the majority do not. And the sad reality is that they just don't have the same opportunities that you or I have to do things that we may take for granted, like watching this video for instance. Not surprisingly, but important to note, is that most people don't even know the term the digital divide, nor do they realize that they are currently living in the fourth industrial revolution. As proven by a recent response in an online forum on Reddit, a user in the subreddit Ask Reddit posed the question, "For those affected by the digital divide, how has it impacted your life?" To which one user responded, "What is that? Like a dance music band?" Now this may have been a comical response, or it may have been a serious response. However, the actual reality is that many people are oblivious to the digital divide. And I don't blame them. I personally had no idea what these terms meant before I studied them at school. And then it grew on me. If people don't know what the digital divide is, or that it exists, how are we supposed to help bridge that gap? So I've made it my mission to educate you, my viewers, on the digital divide and the fourth industrial revolution. And by the end of this video, I hope you can see how a little shared knowledge can go a long way. But enough of that for now. Let's look at the digital divide and the fourth industrial revolution in a little more detail, starting here in Australia. And while the digital divide isn't as prevalent in Australia as it is in other regions of the world, it certainly still exists. A recent report by Roy Morgan, titled Measuring Australia's Digital Divide, examines the digital divide or digital inclusion within Australia. It found that over 2.5 million Australians are not online and are at risk of missing out on the advantages and assistance that digital technologies can offer. This means that 1 in 10 Australians still do not have access to the internet. So while the rest of the country is gaining the opportunities and advantages of the fourth industrial revolution, a significant portion is being left behind. Really think about that. Even here in Australia, where we are blessed with a high quality of life and multiple resources, 1 in 10 people still don't have access to the online world. This means they are missing out on all the everyday activities that we take for advantage on a day-to-day basis, such as online banking, social media, search engines, and navigation applications such as Google Maps or Waze. I mean, can you imagine having to use a map to navigate yourself to a place you've never been before? Or how about a world without Pokémon GO? No thanks. As revealed in the article, The Fourth Industrial Revolution, Opportunities and Challenges, one of the challenges of the Fourth Industrial Revolution is that it could yield greater inequality, with the reality being that people will be forced to adapt or risk being left behind. I want to show you a clip of a short TED Talk presented by Henrik Scheel, who is a Danish entrepreneur and investor. Scheel talks about preparing the next generation for the future and indirectly refers to the Fourth Industrial Revolution.
So all of us around the world need to realize that we're going through massive societal transformations at a pace that we simply cannot grasp as human beings. And we all need to be a lot more entrepreneurial in order to not become obsolete. We need to redefine ourselves to still stay relevant in this new changed world.
A recent Forbes article claims that the revolution is expected to impact all disciplines, industries, and economies. And as you heard in that short clip, it's becoming more important than ever for people to adapt due to the rapid pace that technology is moving at because of the introduction of the Fourth Industrial Revolution. The problem with this on a national and global scale is that many people don't have the opportunity to adapt. For instance, if you don't have access to the internet, it's not as simple as just picking up one of these and plugging it in. There are so many underlying reasons why people don't have access, and it's just not as simple as adapting. Unless more people understand the seriousness of the digital divide, and unless we work together as a society to bridge that gap, more and more people are going to be left behind, and the digital divide gap is only going to grow wider and wider every year. At the time of producing this video, the world is in the middle of a global pandemic. With nearly every country in the world feeling the effects of COVID-19, the impact of the digital divide has been tremendous. Many countries have been forced to adapt to an online lifestyle. Many businesses and schools in particular have been forced to operate online exclusively. Now just imagine if you were on the other side of the digital divide in a time like this. The harsh reality is that many students are being left behind simply because they lack the resources to attend school. This fact is also true in the workforce, with many individuals relying on the equipment that their work provide for them in office. Those that are forced to work from home may need to provide their own equipment or be replaced by someone who can. Through studying the digital divide and the Fourth Industrial Revolution, it has become abundantly clear that educating the public is a key step in closing the gap of the digital divide. A quick example is comparing it to actually building a bridge. You can give someone the tools to build a bridge, but without actually educating them on how to use them, the bridge will never get built. I hope that this video gave you some insight into the world of the digital divide and the Fourth Industrial Revolution. And I implore you to share this information with your family and friends, educating them on what exactly the digital divide is and how it is impacting the world as we know it. Thanks for tuning in, and please stay tuned for more videos coming in the near future. Please don't forget to like, comment and subscribe. Cheers!